Hi, I'm Jawara and I'm a fashion designer from the Cayman Islands based in London. It wasn't until I moved to the islands, actually when I was 16, that I really started to get into fashion. Because when I was younger, I was always interested in sketching people, but I was never really good at faces. So I would always just really focus on the details in the clothes to really differentiate each character from the other one. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I realized that actually there was more of an interest in the fashion side rather than the actual art side of it. So I've been doing essentially design since I was 16, but before that I was always a very arty kid, I guess. I always had a book with me. Pretty much in every single school that I went to, every single person that you would talk to would remember that I always had a sketchbook. And once I filled one, I just had another one and I just had them unroll. John Gray is really where I actually started being serious about fashion and started to get involved in a lot of different cultural programs outside of school. I used to work at this bookshop called Hobbies and Books. That is really where I started to pick up a lot of knowledge of what was going on in the outside world as it related to fashion. I was obsessed with the color black and obsessed with this space of anything that was kind of dark. So your Rick Owens type fashion, I was really excited to see those kind of things because what I was doing on island was very colorful, Caribbean fashion, and the way that we express ourselves is very vibrant. So I was kind of looking for things that was the opposite of that. Then I did my first show at 16 with Miss Donna Reed at the Cayman National Cultural Foundation. There was a show called Fresh at that time. The first year it was not a competition. Then I entered for the three consecutive years after that when it was a competition and I won. So that's kind of really what gave me an actual start in fashion. And the program that made me actually realize that this was a serious thing that I could actually do. I entered the first year when I was 16. It was really exciting, did really well. Then the second year I entered, I won. The third year I entered, I won. After high school, I did a business degree at UCCI. I studied business admin. Then I worked at a bank for a year before I went to London to study fashion. In my second year, I started working for a designer called Peter Palazzo. They were very revolutionary when it came into digital print. So they really redefined the digital print in fashion. Before them, that wasn't really a thing. So I worked with them while I was studying, and then finished studying my BA, worked with them for a bit longer. Then I went on to do my MA, finished my MA in 2020 right into COVID. And then I just carried on doing my own projects, and that just then spearheaded into being accepted into the Fashion East cohort in London, which essentially is another incubator program, very much like Fresh actually, that gave me the tools to continue to develop my fashion, but within the industry. And it gave me a little bit more time to kind of like finesse my ideas, tweak things, really understand where my product is landing within the market. I dress two different kinds of people because within my brand I have two different ranges. So there's the drapework range, which is more targeted towards women. It's mostly women's wear, not always, but it's mostly women's wear. I guess women that wants to feel confident. It's very much this idea of a Caribbean woman. The epitome was always Rihanna, actually.
What was that moment like?
So the first time I dressed Rihanna, it was really exciting because the concept came to me by the creative team initially. Ib Kamara, the stylist, reached out and he was like, we have this really crazy idea. I'm not really sure if it's possible, but we kind of want to put Rihanna in a dress for this day's cover story. And I was like, this needs to be done. It was such a genius idea to me. It was really exciting initially to just be able to work on that concept and to think about how important of a moment having her in something that really signifies our culture would be. It told a story, but it was still quite a beautiful couture dress, like the process that went behind it and making sure that it fit. I wasn't on set as well, so it had to just immediately go onto her and just like be quite seamless in a sense. Until it came out, I wasn't really sure if it was actually gonna happen. They pulled some stuff for her birthday and they were like, Rihanna is really interested in wearing some of these tops for this weekend. So they pulled it and then she actually wore it and then she wore it again. And then after that, the team came back to me and they were like, Rihanna really loves these tops and she wants to actually buy some custom. The most exciting thing for me was that she actually really liked the work and that she came back and she was actually like, I actually want to own some of this stuff. Honestly, my biggest inspiration, if I really had to boil it down to one, would be myself. And the reason why I say this is because with each iteration of my design career, there's different people that I look towards for inspiration, but they're kind of always evolving. But the one thing that has always propelled me was my own innate desire to be creative. I think because I was really always pulling my creativity from within, I think that's the thing that was always the driving force. So if I had to pick one, I kind of would have to pick myself. My words of inspiration for young Caymanians who are interested in fashion, but just in general, would number one be do your research. The information is all there for you. We live in a digital world, everything is online. Be ready to work and to work hard because working in fashion is not an easy industry. I mean, I've been doing this maybe more than 20 years now and I've only just started to permeate and kind of make a mark within the global fashion space. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of hard work. So be ready to work hard. And my third point of inspiration would be to be ready to learn from other people. There's so many people that has come before me that I look to for inspiration, yes, but also just for knowledge. Like, I'm really excited to be in rooms where I can just listen, where I'm just there to just soak up information, to hear how other people before me have done things. Yes, it might be right or it might be wrong. That's not the point. The point is just understanding that there's all of these points of views and all of these different ways of thinking about things. So yeah, I think that might actually be the most important thing, being willing to learn from other people.